So, hey everybody, I hope you're having a good afternoon. So, yesterday somebody made a post and it posed a question that has been weighing heavily on my mind. This question actually hindered me for a really long time in seeking God. And I think it hinders a lot of people from seeking God. So, I thought, why not talk about it? The question was, why would God allow bad things to happen to good people? Pretty deep question. And the more I thought about it, the simpler the answer became. Nowhere does it say that bad things aren't going to happen to us here on earth. Nowhere. God did promise that He would never leave us or forsake us when bad things happened. And He also gave us the freedom of choice and self-will. That means that 99.9% of the time that we find ourselves in the situation that we're in, we put ourselves in that situation. But we have a tendency to blame God for the situations that we're in. And if it's a situation where we've lost someone, it's a whole nother situation. Because if we believe that life is eternal, then we didn't actually lose them, did we? Because in John 3:16, He said, for God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, and if we believe, no one will perish and will have eternal life. But what God did give us was the freedom of self-will. By that I mean He gave us the freedom of emotions. And my emotions are not going to be the same as your emotions. My loss is not going to be your loss. My pain is not going to be your pain. My happiness is not going to be your happiness. God giving us these choices and these free wills have allowed us sinners to blame Him for a lot of the things that go on in our lives. Because feelings aren't tangible and neither is God. Can't hold them in your hand. It's just easier. But what you don't understand is that God gave us these freedoms because what He's hoping is that when we're going through our lowest of despair and suffering and hurt and pain and anger, that we turn to Him for comfort and His will. It's as simple as that. Bad things are going to happen here on earth because we are humans. And we are sinners, and we are trying to humanize God. And I don't know about you, but I am not about to worship my neighbor. God is King. He is all-knowing. He is not a human. I know that in my darkest of times, I wanted to blame God. But I know, looking back now, that God carried me through that. If you're standing in the fire right now, take a step back and look at all the choices that you have made that have kept you in the fire, because God has kept you alive for a purpose. And I don't know the purpose, because God's plan is so much bigger than ours. But I will tell you what, He will carry you through the fire. And when you look back, and you look back at your life, where you were and where you are, it is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. God is so great. And if you are struggling believing in God, let me tell you something. I would rather believe in something so beautiful as eternal life, and something so beautiful as in loving people around you today, than to not believe and get to heaven and it be real. And I missed out, and I am not risking that today. And all I have to tell you, people who are still sitting in the sorrow and the heartache and the pain today when life gets too hard to stand, kneel, because you are never alone. He is always with you. He will carry you. He will be with you through the fire. You are never alone. The pain that you are feeling today shall pass. Give your self-will over to Him. I love you all.